I'm Kate Foley and I'm the Neighbourhood Manager for Lozells. To me, neighbourhood management is really about drawing together and coordinating better between all the existing services that are doing a lot of work to deliver improvements in Lozells, but that don't always talk to each other as effectively as they might do. It's also about trying to make sure that those services are more responsive to the local community in Lozells, really giving people an opportunity to influence and engage with the services so that we can make sure that they're really meeting the priorities of local people. One of the things we do is we organise something that we just very straightforwardly call our Grot Spots group. It brings together the local police officers, the neighbourhood wardens, myself, some of the housing department staff, and we just look at all the areas in the neighbourhood that are grotty, and we try to identify what's the cause and what kinds of things can we do to improve it. So sometimes that's about enforcing action against illegal fly tipping, and there the wardens might work more closely with the police. Sometimes it's about fencing in bits of land, and there we've been able to fortunately access funds through the City Council. And sometimes it's about housing land or land that's in private ownership, where we need to ask the owners of the land to take more responsibility for it. So slowly working our way through our Grot Spots list, I think we have seen some quite practical benefits absolutely on the ground that I think people do notice. They may not know why they've improved, but I think they do notice that they have improved. I think one of the ways in which people have been able to become more involved in neighbourhood working is the work of the neighbourhood police teams. And one of the things that they do is they hold regular community meetings, and working with myself and with others, they are increasingly working alongside the neighbourhood forums, which of course are the forums for residents, so that now the Lozells police team and the Lozells neighbourhood forum hold their public meetings together. And that, I think, really does enable people to come along and express a number of issues about the neighbourhood, whether it's issues to do with housing or a wide range of concerns, not simply issues to do with crime. And I think that's a good example of how different services working with local residents can come together and really get the involvement and the participation of local people. Of course, what we hope is that things like this website itself will enable more people to know what's going on, be able to comment on it, be able to participate without necessarily always having to come to meetings. So we need to find a range of ways in which people can make a contribution to the local neighbourhood that aren't always about coming out on the wet Thursday evening or whatever to a neighbourhood meeting. I think another really important aspect of neighbourhood working is the contribution of the community and voluntary organisations that work in the neighbourhood. Sometimes it's too easy to think that all the services are just provided by the big statutory service providers like the police or the council or the health service. Actually, we have a really vibrant and effective community and voluntary sector who provide lots of activities and services that don't get provided through anything else. And it's really important, I think, that we find as many opportunities as possible to support them and to work with those community organisations, because often they have a closer understanding of the way in which residents and local people are feeling than perhaps the larger statutory services are able to do. I think there are ways. I think we can improve the way in which we understand the role of the community and voluntary sector locally and the ways in which they can supplement the work of the statutory services. But I don't think that we need to, I think we just need to be very practical about that. I think we just need to find the solutions that work